I wanted to respond to a few questions that I had with my last video through a video, and I'm sorry if I'm looking down because I have like notes and stuff that I'm going to be going over, and that's the neighbor's dog, sorry. I wanted to, and I'm sorry, I have no makeup on today, but I am going through another cleanse where my eyes just keep watering and my nose keeps running, and I'm almost positive it's because of some of my food choices over the weekend. I had spaghetti, and I did have a little, oh my gosh, this is like the first time I've had dairy in ages, ever. I can't even tell you the last time I had dairy, but I opted to go ahead and have a little Romano cheese on top of it, and yeah, I'm sure that's the mucus part. But then yesterday we had, oh, and I had french fries, and the french fries were good. Oh, yesterday was my first time having a vegan. We went to, it was an Earth Day, but they called it a hootenanny, which was very cool. It's my first one ever going to, and tried a vegan bratwurst with kimchi on top, and that was my first time having kimchi. Vegan coleslaw and potato salad. And you know what, I just pointed, and it was funny because Lori Jean 59 said it is scary when you point your finger at the camera. It's like you are casting a spell on someone. So I'm sorry for pointing my finger. It's like when you have kids, it's all you do is point your finger. How about I point my pen? But it's like, oh, I do it out of playfulness. So it's not about trying to tell somebody something. It's more out of playfulness and, yeah, expression. That's, yeah, and I do that a lot. So sorry. Okay, so I had that. The potato salad was like smoked potatoes made with it. That was just, I don't regret anything that I did this weekend, but yeah, my body's doing its thing, and that's what's up. I'm not regretting nothing. But I wanted to go over some of this with you all. I would like to say Lilac Festival 23, I know who you are, and I'm not going to say your name out of respect, but I love you, and you are doing awesome. Debs from Facebook, thank you so much. Lewis04191, gosh, do I appreciate it. I tell you what, it is bad, but doing anything on, most people when you talk about detox, they think, oh my gosh, she's like doing drugs or alcohol or whatever. You can detox off of anything. Go for a week without coffee, you're detoxing. Well, for most people, they'll feel it the next day. Oh my gosh, they're like, okay, I have my coffee. That's a detox. Your body is craving something. It's an addiction. You're gonna detox off of it. It's real funny. I have found out a whole lot of how quick that people are to judge you. I was the same way. It's opening my eyes to a lot of things, and which is a good thing. And I'm not going to doubt that either, because we can all use a little extra help, as if you realize it or not, that you were doing it. I totally am well aware of what I was doing. And you do become blinded. It becomes second nature, and everybody does it, so you fall into that. It's, yeah, I'm breaking free from that. Let's see. Very cool. Vegan Lotus. This is very cool, and I'm definitely going to be checking out your channel. Okay, so I do have a question, and it's mostly pertaining to wanting to know about who told you about not being able to be out in the sun. Let's see, where did the comment come from? Okay, what happens when you go in the sun, and who told you to stay out of the sun? And this was Lori Jeans 59, and also talked about my nerve pain is bad. What do you do for pain? And I heard nutritional yeast repairs nerves 3 tablespoons a day. Well, that's pretty cool, because I have not heard about that, and I will definitely be checking into that. Nerve pain is intense, and that would probably be the only I'm going to have a link to my video on hidradenitis because that's where my nerve pain all began. And so you can better understand what it was that I was dealing with and going through with the nerve pain, because usually I would never go to the hospital until either infection pain hit or the nerve pain got so bad. And like I said, those of you with teeth pain, you would know totally what I was talking about. As far as what happens when you go out in the sun, well, first off, through the years, gosh, probably a good 16 years of my 15, 16 years of my life, I was on numerous medications, whether it be antibiotics, stuff for my thyroid, hormones. They had no idea, not a clue, why I had hidradenitis. And for the longest time, they just said it was like pimples. It was adult acne that went on steroids, pretty much. And some of the things that I were put on dried out the skin, made your skin irritated. It wasn't good for you anyway. But when you're trying to cure a disease that caused you such debilitating pain that yeah, you're willing to go above and beyond everything. And you are willing to trust these doctors because they're doctors. They went to school for what they do. Even if somebody at my worst, darkest hour, even if somebody told me you could, and which they did, which is really funny. I can remember many years ago, many years ago, Julianne and Jacob was very small and my son's 18. I was told go on raw fruits and vegetables and take out sugar and dairy just for a week and see how you feel. Oh, I tried. I know I didn't give it my all, but I started getting way worse, and I didn't know that I was supposed to get worse. I mean, come on, I was eating fruits and vegetables. I was thinking, what in the heck? This is the kind of stuff that happens when you're taking the medication, not on fruits and vegetables. So that scared me, and I actually ended up in the hospital because I was so septic at the time. That was probably at the peak of just, I'm not healing. They had parts of me in oxygen chambers where, you know, trying to promote healing because I wouldn't heal, so I would contract, and you know, secondary infections. I couldn't go out with other people. My immune system was so down, just in case that people were sick. I was constantly carrying around stuff to make sure that I could stay. I wasn't to the point where I was carrying Lysol in my purse, but I was close to it. And I almost felt like I'd have to spray down the kids, which, you know, and all that's ridiculous. But that's how sick I was. And that's how a lot of our life was Eddie going out and me staying home. Or there was a point where I just didn't understand, I get sick. I would get sicker, and I would end up, a lot of our relationship in our life was me in the hospital. So it's like now when I get out and get to do things with the family, it's all brand new to me, and I love every minute of it because I was never allowed to do that. We went to Thunder over Louisville this weekend, which was bad, but because in years past I'd be so scared going, oh my gosh, somebody's going to bump into me, because I'd have to be bandaged. The process to get ready to go out was so time consuming. It would take hours, and then I would go back in to make sure, oh, I better add some more tape just in case, because I don't want, you know, if somebody's sick and they bump into me or they touch me or they breathe on me. It was that intense that I was suffocating, and suffocating everyone around me because of no life. So yeah, so I had to worry about infection. I had to worry about sun. A lot of sun. I went on a tangent, and that was, yeah, sorry. Back to the sun. Can you tell I'm like, I can't help it. I'm able to live, and to live is the greatest. It's the greatest in all the world. Okay, so some of the things that I was on, like your cyclins for antibiotics, I was on doxycycline, tetracycline, and one of the things that it says was plan to avoid unnecessary and prolonged exposure to the sunlight, which it would make me sick. I would burn. I mean, it wasn't just like a sunburn, but it was almost like, and I'm dark skinned. I have some Indian in me, so I can tan just by being out here when I was younger. But it was getting to the point like I was a natural redhead, fair skin with freckles, how they would go out and just, the breeze would hit and they would burn. It would be that intense. So then I would get very sick, and because of not having glands, I couldn't sweat properly. So my body would have to work overtime, so staying out of the sun would just be the thing to do. Well, later on we found out that I was vitamin D, among other things, deficient. So they put me on 10,000 IU of vitamin D, and and that helped a lot, but it still wasn't enough. But I couldn't go out in the sun, and it was amazing. Once I was able to be out in the sun for 20 minutes a day, just 20 minutes a day, they were able to take me off of the vitamin D. So that just goes to show. And I would do it in the morning. Every morning now I try to do it for an hour, which is, 30 minutes front, 30 minutes on the back. I'll flip like a, yeah. So another thing that I would take was Accutane, which Accutane's bad enough because you pretty much have to sign your life away when you take it. And this was back when they thought that I had adult acne, which is, yeah, it was deeper than that. But so I was put on Accutane, which you have to sign a book, your life away, to take Accutane. So yes, my skin would be dry. It would peel. I mean, everywhere my skin would peel, and it would peel and become so raw it would bleed. So there was another reason why I couldn't be out in the sun. Steroid dose packs I would take, and that would be mostly because the scar tissue, not all scar tissue is dead. A lot of the keloid scarring, I hope I'm saying that right, was alive and well, and you could feel a lot of the sinus trackings, digging a tunnel through. That is the creepiest thing ever to feel, digging a tunnel inside of you. That's kind of creepy. So that would happen. So that I would take the steroid dose pack along with the shots to prevent that from happening, and it would become so red and so swollen where I couldn't move my arm at all. And that was from the scar tissue, just scar tissue over scar tissue just built up, and yeah, it would not be any fun. So them are the reasons why I could not be out in the sun at all. I'd always have to wear, all this protective clothing on top of prescription sunscreen. And sometimes that, that would scare me, because I got burned once thinking, oh my gosh, I've never burned in my life, which I've never, until all these chemicals inside of me, the burning was intense. I never want to feel that. Yeah, that was way too intense for me, to the points where even all the stretching that I had would become deep purple and swell up, and that was just minimal. I would go fishing and be out in the sun, and it was just bad. I couldn't enjoy no sun. Hat, shield my face. I didn't go as far as putting on gloves, but it seemed like hottest part of the day I would usually have to go to the truck or the car and lay down for a while. So yeah, so I hope I answered everybody's questions. Oh, and Dr. Robert Morse, I get God's Herbs, which is Nature's Botanical, which I'll put a link down below too. I encourage you to look at DrRobertMorseND, all one word, and I will have that link to his videos. His videos are awesome. He is truly a unique person. No judgment. He's pretty cool. I love him. He is great. He is actually having a class this week, and I hope everybody has a great time in his class. Oh my gosh, and Dan McDonald's there. Ah, love you guys. Give him a hug for me, please. Okay, that's it. I think I've taken up enough of your time, but I did want to tell you all that and let you know that, yeah, I'm going through some stuff over some food choices that I made, but that food choice was great, and I'm gonna love myself and accept the fact that I made food, but at least they were vegan. So can't knock that. All right, love you guys. Bye.